Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. You've clicked on today, my day doing the Health44. Usually with a title like that is following me around, but no, you're not going to follow me around because it won't be pretty with a 1-year-old terrorizing the place and all that sort of thing. Yes, it certainly won't be pretty. It'll be cute perhaps, but yeah. So here we go. I wake up sometimes very early and I start with coffee, decaf organic, instant coffee, okay, flat white, which is a bunch of milk. I have 2 to 3 of those per day. When the sun comes up, I get out there. If I'm up when the sun is up and I've got the coffee there, I walk out there with the now 1-year-old little Tatiana. I get out there, we both get some sun. That's what's that, number 5? Is that number 4 or 5 out of my top 5 of health requirements that we need for ultimate health? Yes, I don't have a 9-to-5 job. This isn't really a job. It doesn't really give me any income, but you know, I'll keep on posting. So I have brekkie, sometimes with the little one, and she has some of my brekkie, some of my eggies, and yogurt mixed in. So that's my brekkie usually. 4 eggs, 200 grams perhaps of Greek yogurt inside the eggs, heaps of herbs and spices with a heap of salt, at least maybe an ounce of salt goes in there. Salt, very important for our gastric juices, to acidify our gastric juices even more, to do all the hard work of the digestion that we require to break down the micronutrients that come from our macros, from our food. And I forgot to mention supplementing, usually 90% of the time, at least a half an hour before my eggies in the morning, my breakfast, I get my supplements in, which is I go through longevity, I do the healthy start pack, and I'll reduce my dose, my volume, my supplements to see whether my ongoing improvement is sustained. I won't go off it, but we need it. We need those 90 declared essential micronutrients. So I've taken some liquid in. Half an hour later, I get into the breakfast, and that was my breakfast, which I just mentioned. 90 minutes after my meal, which is important for digestion, to not dilute our gastric juices. Then I can drink. I'll probably have another coffee after that. Go on with my day, different activities. How about lunch? Well, no lunch. It hasn't really kicked in yet, my need for lunch. I take my second dose, so I take 3 doses. Before it used to be 4. I take 3 doses with reduced amount each time of the micronutrients, my supplementation, which is a must these days because our food supply chain is stuffed. Not enough minerals are reaching the soils to then get into the crops and the animals, but they got still enough because they survive until they get the coal, and it won't end up into us without those minerals. So minerals are important. 60 of the 90 declared essential micronutrients are minerals. So there's 60 minerals, 16 essential vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids, which makes up those 90 declared essential micronutrients. So that's 2 doses gone. I'll probably have another coffee, or maybe not, because I either have 2 or 3 per day, and they're sizable cups, under a pint, probably even under a schooner. For those people that understand schooners in Australia, under half a litre is my coffee, and that's how much milk pretty much goes in with my decaf. And the reason why I go decaf organic is because exiting the caffeine from your diet exits your other means of leaching of your minerals from your physiology. Caffeine leaches minerals from your, just like sweat does, it leaches minerals from the micronutrients that we're heading for our cells. So together with sweat, it's okay to sweat, but you better micronutrient more. You better supplement more with the micronutrients. That's why I've gone decaf, which is still caf. You still get 5 to 7% caf in your decaf, but it's less. It's less, and it'll be leaching less of my micronutrients, okay? Particularly the minerals. And if I do sweat, which I don't much throughout the day, even living in a hot climate, it's not hot now in the winter, but I would supplement more, particularly the minerals. How about your exercise? Well, I don't really exercise. People will say that I do, but if you count the approximate 1 minute of doing some calisthenics in the backyard as exercise, yeah, I exercise for 1 minute. 1 minute. And for me, doing one pull-up and 1 dip at the moment is my, which I do like 15 seconds, 2, 3, 4 times a day. That's all I can manage now after tearing a pectoral major, class 2 tear, and 6 months before that, no, about 4 months before that was a broken thumb, so I couldn't do any pull-ups for sure, and I certainly wasn't able to do any push-ups because, tell you what, that thumb is still hampered. I'm supposed to be playing golf at some point. There you go, and play some golf sometimes. That's not exercise, really. Plus, I get around on my electric unicycle on the golf round, so I don't really walk much either. I walk little Tatiana once or twice a day for about between 20 and 40 minutes, but that's going very slow. I managed to cover 1 kilometre, maybe 1,200 meters in that whole 40-minute walk, so it's not even classified as a walk. So that's the activity front. Takes me through lunch, but which I don't have, right? And then I start thinking about lunch, which is my steak or burger patty type thing, or lean mince, which is just compressed into a burger type thing, between 1/3 of a pound to 2/3 of a pound. No, between 1/3 of a pound and 1/2 a pound. That's pretty much all the meat I have, with a bit of Greek yogurt on top, and Greek yogurt on my eggies. What does that equal into calories and macros? Haven't even thought about it. Haven't even thought about it. So in the past, I've commented on how much calories and macros I've had, and the fat content is high, the protein content is high, and the carbs is now negligible, because I used to have rice or corn before, but all the grains are out now. They're out of the contest. Together with my eggies in the morning, I have this, like a bread substitute that I've concocted. I use eggs. So a dozen eggs with, I don't know, comes out as a bit more than half a kilo of milk powder, full cream milk powder, and it comes into a, let's just imagine a batter. Heaps of salt in the oven, 30 minutes, and I've had a episode lately where careful on the high temps, and my temps 150 at 35 minutes, and it comes out like bread, and I have that together with my eggies. So my 4 eggies plus that works out to be like 6 or 7 eggs, and that's my quantity there. Okay, so that's how I do that. And here comes the second thing with so I've slow cooked my meat on low, which means usually in a slow cooker on low is 100 degrees, so there's less chance of the heterocyclic amines, the glycation issues they do, but not as much. The glycation issues and the acrylamides don't form, and 50 minutes to an hour, depending on if the plate, if the slow cooker has warmed up or not. And no more than medium rare for those carnivores out there. Don't have your meat more than medium rare, because then you still run into the whole trans fats, acrylamides, and heterocyclic amines complex with the glycation. I should start to add the glycation part. So, and after, say, a pound of meat, I've referenced it in a recent podcast. I've got this little concoction going, my bikini body cake. So I've made this cake, which I've been trying for 4 to 5 months now. Let's just say 4 to 5 months. It's around that sort of period. It's extra calories. It's leadened with much the same as my bread substitute in the morning. This in the afternoon is how I'll make this bikini body cake, which I'll probably do an episode on with video. Dozen eggs, half a kilo-ish of to make half a kilo of the full cream milk. We'll put the sugar. Okay, this is the sugar bit that makes it a cake. I'm using erythritol with the monk fruit, 1% monk fruit that goes into it, because it's pretty expensive stuff, but you need the sugar consistency to make the cake. Because if you just use monk fruit extract concentrate, it's less intact, it's less yummy, it's less, if you get what I mean. It's just not quite, doesn't come out as cakeish. It does, but it can be better with the erythritol. So I use the monk fruit erythritol product, which is $30 a kilo. It's not cheap, so I use half a kilo in the batch that I make. And the reason why I'm not sure on a dozen eggs, because I'm going through my whole egg powder, which I had some time back. So I'm going through that, but with my whole egg powder, I just use normal milk. So on the reverse side, when I don't have the whole milk powder, which is more expensive, I'll use the normal eggs with full cream milk powder to make the batter. In the oven, 150, 35 minutes or so. Mwah. Cake. I don't really need it. I don't really seek it, but it's there doing some guinea pig work, testing if the populace will take to that, if they can't wait to heal. That's my dessert. And I've tried to eat as much as I can out of that. I can't, because the protein, the fats, there's no grain in that cake, and you get full just like that. So that's dinner. I've got this calisthenics rig out the back, so I've done maybe a couple of reps in the morning. I'll do a couple of reps later, and then a couple of reps at dusk, which rounds out to 15 seconds each, like not even a minute sometimes. If I do four goes of that, that will be a minute. And before I did my tear in my pectoral major, which I self-diagnosed, but yeah, it was pretty much that's all it is. I was doing 6, and that was a bit too much, wasn't it? So basically, I'm doing 3 or 4 max 1 rep repeats. Your max your 1 rep max 2, 3, or 4 times a day. I'm not really doing the dips hard yet, because I'm still gingerly there. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to tear that pectoral muscle. It's not pleasant. So that's it. I may have tiny bit more cake later in the evening, and that's it. Does that work out to 1800-ish calories? I don't know, and don't care, because even calories aren't a calorie. The amount of work it takes to process, digest, for your body to digest and process a steak, for example, the energy that's required. Apparently, 1,000 calories of steak acts like 750 calories in the body, where with the carbs and the sugars, it goes straight through. Apparently, I would suggest probably yes. I'd probably concur with that. So that's that. And that's pretty much my day, to reference the activity levels and the macros. So basically, unintendedly, if I don't have that later bit of bikini body cake, I'm effectively doing a pretty good intermittent fasting as well. Just say 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock brekkie I have, 3 o'clock dinner ish. It's even better than the 8-hour feeding window that they call it nowadays. Unintendedly, I'm a intermittent faster. So together with the yogurt, milk, eggs, meat, makes me hard on keto. But certainly in the realm of carnivore, because carnivore people that really do want those eggs also call that carnivore too. You can, doesn't really matter. It's yeah. So I could do all this on vegan. I can, even being a opportunistic omnivore, but it's harder, it's tougher, it's a bit more thinking, and a few more limitations. But you can understand those micronutrients, and you'll understand why you're getting even more healthy and fit looking, at least. And oh yes, I've mentioned becoming the Australia's fastest 70-year-old sprinter. 3 seconds. That's all I've run for 2 or 3 times in the last month. That's not counted. Come on, that's not counted. I'm slowly working up to it. I've got 19 years to do it. So yeah. Okay, that's it. That's what I do. Activity, diet and supplement wise. in my day, and that's how I've killed my former obese and chronically unwell life. And that can also help the rest of the world. Did you know that today there's more obese people in the world, in the entire world, than there are people going hungry, even in India, Bangladesh, all those areas. Yeah, get that in there. Africa too. There's a lot of obesity happening in Africa too. So I think I've made my point. My disclosure of what I do is out there. Updated disclosure is out there. And just a quick one, I used to call my the Health44, it started off being the 44, the twist of dairy and egg, because I loved the dairy and the egg and I didn't eat meat. I do like meat, but I just couldn't get around it to preparing it. Then I called it the Keto 44, which is pretty much close to what I'm doing now, but with some extra grain at those times. But now I call it the Health44 because everybody can do the Health44. You don't have to be keto, carnivore, vegan, name your diet tribe. It can all be done. It's just managing the limitations of all those. Okay, that's it. Hopefully the 2.2 viewers and listeners got some value out of that. Bye-bye.